What if I told you that you're not even the main character of your own life? That you were just handed a script ever since childhood from either parents, from your teachers, from the society, telling you what to do and who to be without you ever questioning what you truly want and who you truly are. And the thing is, it's not your fault because this is something that happens subconsciously for almost all of us until that wake up moment happens and we start questioning in our life. We start questioning everything and we just start asking if what we thought we want is actually what we want, if what we thought our dreams were are actually even our dreams, if who we thought we are, the kind of person that we thought we were, are we actually that kind of person? And even if we are, do we actually want to be that kind of person or do we want to be someone else? And at some point, there's a glitch that happens in our life. I'm calling it the glitch, where some loss happens. This is usually what happens for people. There's some big kind of loss. Maybe it's the loss of a job, your career, maybe the loss of a relationship, maybe the loss of a loved one. And that tower moment that makes you question everything. That makes you question everything that you know about life. That makes you question everything that you thought that you were, you thought that you wanted, and your perceived notion of life in itself. Now, I want to tell you that it's a good thing if you are questioning everything. And it's a good thing if you are questioning if you are even the kind of person you want to be, if you even want the dreams that you maybe thought before that you wanted, but you are realizing, actually, do I even want that? Is it me who told myself that I actually want that dream? Or is it someone else who has always told me that I should be wanting that dream? And that's why it has just gotten ingrained in me that I should be wanting that dream. But is that dream mine or is that dream someone else's? The life that I'm living, is it actually my life or am I just living someone else's life? And this glitch moment has happened for me as well. I was training to be a doctor for 6, 7 plus years, and that was all that I knew at that point. That was all that I could have ever imagined, that you study, and you build a career, you get a job. For my case, it was being a doctor. I'm not going to go too much into that story because I've talked about it in many other videos. But I'm just, for this video, I'm going to keep it short because I want to give you the solutions and what you can do instead in this video. So just to tell you in short, that's what I was doing, and that's all that my mind could have ever thought possible for myself. And when that tower moment happened, when my career fell down in within one day, and I came back home from the hospital, I was mentally, physically, emotionally just completely exhausted from life, and I just said, I can't do this anymore. And here's the truth, a lot of people never break that script because, trust me, I know how scary it is to be able to break that script of something that feels like the only possibility you can imagine for yourself, the only thing you can see for yourself, and suddenly your soul is calling you into another complete direction, into a complete unknown. You have no idea what's going to happen. Of course, it's scary. Of course, it's scary, and there's nothing wrong with you for feeling that way. But the thing is, if you're watching this video, then you're probably someone who has already experienced that glitch, or you're maybe in the middle of it. Or even if that has not really happened, you kind of feel that misalignment. You feel the misalignment in your current reality, in your current life, the way you are living your life. And you are feeling that disconnect, that discord, that fragmentation that happens inside us when we are not being true to ourselves. That we've, oh my God, that fragmentation, that is real. And if you're feeling that, then I want you to know there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with feeling that fragmentation. It is happening because you are being called to your true path. And yes, that's not a thing that happens within one night. That's not a thing that happens in 2 days or 3 days. It is a process. And that's why I said most people never break that script. But that's not going to be you, is it? Now, I want you to know this. This is a process that keeps happening at every stage of life. Let's say you break that script. You have come out of one reality that you thought for yourself, and now you are in another reality. Even in this different path that you have chosen, there are still going to be some shoulds. You should be this. You should be like that. You should want this. These are the shoulds of your new reality now. So I'm here to tell you that don't lose yourself. In this process, never ever lose yourself, never ever lose connection with who you truly are, with your soul, which is exactly what I'm gonna be helping you with in this video. So now I'm gonna be helping you with some journal prompts that you can reflect on, so that you can, begin this journey of getting to truly know you, which, by the way, is a lifelong journey. So don't make this mistake of, let's say, 2 years down the line, you are discovering something about yourself and you're like, oh my God, I thought this was over. I can't believe there are still layers and layers and layers to peel. There will be layers and layers to peel when you sign up for this work, and it's completely okay. It's nice. It's fun. It's fun. Make it fun. Instead of making it work, make it fun, because it truly is a lot of fun. So, without further ado, let's get started. Let me give you those journaling prompts. So, first, define your core values. Oh my God, this is so important, because your core values is truly who you are as a person. And it's really so mind boggling that whenever in any phase of our lives we feel disconnected from ourselves, we are probably not really into our core values in that moment. So if you can just Google the list of core values, and you can pick out 15 of them at first, and then you can narrow them down further into your five main core values, maybe four or five or six. I would say those are enough, and those would be your core values, the one you deeply truly resonate with. So first you can pick 15, and they all also resonate with you, but your top 5 or your top 6 or your top 4 are going to be the ones that are like, oh yeah, like when I hear this word, I think of you. Meaning that when you hear this word, I think of you, because I don't actually know you. But that's what I'm saying, that when you hear those 5 6 words, it's like, yeah, that is my essence. And this exercise is so much fun to do. So Google a list of core values, personal values, and make a list of your top 5, and it's going to be so much fun. Now, I want you to reflect back on your life, and I want you to think of those phases or circumstances in your life when you felt the most fulfilled. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be a job, it doesn't have to be a relationship. Sometimes we just keep thinking about these big things in life, the big phase. No, it can be small also. Maybe you were playing with some dogs or cats in your garden. That's when you actually felt really connected. Or it can be when you were maybe doing some volunteering job, or when you were, I don't know, you had a particular group of friends, or whatever it is. But think of those moments, those experiences, those phases of life when you felt the most fulfilled. Oh, that feeling of fulfillment, like you are truly standing as you are. You're not in that script in that moment, and your true essence is shining. So write about few of those moments or experiences, and now go back to your top 5 or 6, whatever core values you have, and see if those core values are reflecting in these moments. Most of the time they do, because our core values are the ones that are our core essence. And whenever we are most fulfilled in life, we are in alignment with our core values. So this is your second prompt. And now, after you have reflected back on your life, now come to the present moment. Look at those values. Look at those experiences or moments when you were actually in tune with your core values and when you did feel fulfilled. And now look at your life. Do you feel that feeling of fulfillment now? Are you living in alignment with your core values now? If yes, then in what areas and how does that make you feel? If no, then what needs to change? Where do you feel you are not really living in alignment with your core values that is making you feel so fragmented? And then what can you do to change that? It doesn't always have to be this big leap of faith, this big step, because I know maximum stories on the internet are about that big leap and that big jump when you just completely shut down your previous life and you entered into a new life. My story is also like that. That is what I did. Within one day, I just left everything. But it doesn't have to be your story, because there are also, on the other hand, plenty of people who did not take that huge jump and put their nervous system into a, I don't know, into an oven and fried it. But they actually took small, small steps towards the life they desire. And the truth is, even when you're taking the small steps, there's gonna come a point where you're gonna say no to the previous life and you're gonna say yes to the new life. But it can be gentle, it can be a gentle transition, it doesn't have to be that big leap. So you get to decide that. But I just want you to reflect on, are you truly living in alignment with your core values? And now the last journaling prompt, this one is a bit different from the core values. The core value questions are done. Now for your next and last journaling prompt, I want you to reflect upon what are some labels that you have been given by someone else, or you have given them to yourself. So we always put labels on ourselves, right? That I'm this kind of person, I'm a shy person, I'm an introvert person, I'm an extrovert person, I am good at socializing, I am good at artistic things, no, I'm not so good with techie things, I'm not a technical person, etc., etc. These are just examples. So write down a list of all the labels that either you have put on yourself or other people have put on you, whatever it may be. And now just look at that list of labels and just have fun with it. And you are allowed to cross out any label that you don't like or any label that you don't want anymore. And you are allowed to put a label on yourself. Because honestly, as humans, we use language, we use words, so we inevitably end up putting labels on ourselves. Ideal situation would be that, yeah, don't put any labels on yourself. But I would say, since we use language, we use words, we always end up putting some or the other label on ourselves. So my advice is that instead of putting those labels that you don't want and you don't resonate with anymore, you get to decide your labels now. So now you can make a new list of all the labels that you truly want for yourself and the labels that actually resonate with you. And you don't even have to be that person right now. Let's say you put a label on yourself, but you don't feel aligned with that person, but you want to be that person. It's completely okay that you're not that person anymore, but that's someone who you want to be, and that's someone who you see your future self to be, your higher self to be. Then write that down. So you get to put the labels on yourself. And now, lastly, I want you to know that this is a journey. Please don't try to fit this into a time frame that, okay, in 1 year from now, I'm going to be complete 100% authentically me. What is 100% authentically me? Even right now, as I'm sitting, I am 100% authentic for this current moment right now, for all the things that I do realize and all, in the best way that I know myself right now. But in 3 months from now, I'm gonna have some of the other aha moments again and again and again. I'm gonna peel back. Oh my god, my words. I'm gonna be peeling back more layers as my soul keeps presenting them to me. And my authentic version from 4 months from now is gonna look different from my authentic version, which is authentic right now. So don't try to like put this in a box. This is not a process about perfectionism at all. Your layers, they keep peeling and peeling and peeling, and it gets to be a fun process. Okay, it doesn't always need to be this harsh thing that you're putting on yourself. I need to know myself right now, and there's so many things that I know that I don't know. I can't believe that these were my shadows. Because honestly, when you start doing spiritual work, your shadows are going to come to the surface. The things that you don't necessarily like about yourself, or the things that probably you even were aware that were present in yourself, but now that you're on this path, they are coming up more and more than ever before, and you feel like you're just losing it. Like, I didn't know I was so jealous of so many people. I was having this feeling of jealousy, of bitterness, of this, of that, and I was so confused. But the thing is, these things were always present in us before. But when we start walking this path, they get shown to us. Why? Because we are ready to release them. They come up to the surface, which were always there. They come up to the surface so that they can be released, because now your higher self knows that you are ready to release it. I'm not going to go too much deep into this topic because I've actually shot another video talking about this thing. So I'm going to leave the link for that video around this video. Make sure to watch that one after you watch this one, and let me know in the comments, did you like this video? What resonated with you? And what do you want me to make new videos about? I'll see you next time. Bye.